Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today is an exciting day. It is currently September 17th. Today we are updating to iOS 14. Now, if you've been watching the channel for a while now, you guys know I am an avid Apple enthusiast, and from what I've seen personally, it seems like this update is actually going to bring a lot of useful and practical things that we've been needing all along. So we're going to be walking through some of these new features. I'll break down some of my favorite things on iOS 14. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. But first off, we gotta head to Central Park. Alright, so we come all the way to Central Park, get lunch at a poke restaurant, get a bowl, get it to go and everything. And then we get to the park and we realize they didn't give us a fork. Alright, so I've just downloaded iOS 14. Right off the bat, it doesn't seem like there are too many changes, but once you start getting into the widgets, you can actually customize them and add a bunch of different things. So I've just gone through, added a couple of things that I use frequently. The first one is going to be my battery percentage, so I can check on my phone, my AirPods, my iPad. The second one is going to be the weather. I do like this long column for the weather because it shows me from the hourly basis. And then you have other little things. You can essentially customize it to 3 different shapes, small, medium, and large. And then I have the Maps widget and then a couple of different apps. Alright, so like I mentioned earlier, there are a ton of features that came to iOS 14. In my opinion, I think it's a pretty fresh update. They've definitely added on a couple of features that we've been asking for a while now, and that a majority of other smartphones already have. So I already talked a little bit about the widgets and the home screen, but the app that I think got the most useful update is going to be our Messages app. Now within specific group messages, you can individually reply to someone by just tapping @ and that will automatically pull up their contact information. In addition to that, you can reply via threads, meaning that if someone just has a specific question to you, rather than texting the entire group, you'll just get a single notification from that person. This is super helpful, especially if you're in big group chats where you don't want to be spammed all the time. It also allows your teams to be more effective with communication. Another cool feature that has come to Messages is that you can actually pin important conversations, meaning that they're going to show up at the top of your messages every single time. So whether that's your mom, your dad, your girlfriend, or whoever else is important to you and you text frequently, you can have them pinned so you can text them a lot easier. Alright, from what I can tell, there aren't too many changes to the camera app. Everything looks pretty much the same. There are a couple of layout features that have been tweaked. I think overall, they just kind of refreshed all the buttons, made it look a lot more cleaner, a lot more simpler to use. They've made tools like self-timer more easily accessible. So yeah, overall, I think the camera app has done a really great job on the refresh.
I just want to try this.
Alright, so we finally got a fork. We're gonna eat a quick lunch, and then we're back to the review.
Show me how to con.
4:37 right now, and it actually says it's Thursday, September 17th, and it says right here, this is how you get
cut. Time for the B-roll, and then you go into this crazy montage.
Yeah, right.
Hi, butcher. Frenchie.
One other app that Apple has come out with is finally their own Translate app. This is actually something that they should have done a long time ago, but I'm glad it's finally coming out with iOS 14. You can speak any language and Siri will detect it and translate it to the one you are looking for. So, hola, ¿cómo estás? Me llamo Nico. Estamos en la parque con mis amigos. Honestly, it's alright. Right off the bat, it's
working pretty good.
not right off the bat, like third time off the bat.
Yeah, like right off the bat.
Bonjour, comment ça va? Je m'appelle Nicolas. Aujourd'hui, je suis une review de le new operating system de l'Apple. 안녕하세요. 제 이름은 최지수입니다. 오늘 친구들하고 파크에 왔습니다.
Hi, my name is Choi Jisoo. I'm outside with my friends.
Not bad. Alright, so the Translate app is definitely going to be pretty handy, especially if you're going to be traveling abroad. Being able to type in what you want to say in English and have this dictated in the other language is going to be super useful. Kudos to you, Apple. Alright, so there are a couple of features that have come to this new operating system that we have been asking for quite some time, and Apple has finally listened to us. The first one is going to be this really simple thing that should have been done a long time ago called Picture-in-Picture. Now, a really good application of Picture-in-Picture is whenever you're on a FaceTime call with someone and you just need to go to the home screen, it will still have that video playing, and this is super useful, especially when I'm FaceTiming someone and I need to do a quick Google search, it doesn't just go to that pause screen and you can still see the other person you're talking to. In addition to that, there are some very simple but major upgrades. The first one is going to be the redesign of the Siri functionalities. And rather than having Siri take up the whole screen, now you're just presented with a very nice, just really cool looking feature. It looks like our Jarvis kind of thing. And similarly, anytime you get an incoming call, it's not going to take up the whole screen or take you out of whatever app you're using, and it's just going to show up in a very simple banner like this. So those are the top features that I've been playing around with. Once I get home, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the iPadOS, so I'll see you guys at home. Alright, so I've got iOS 14 downloaded on my iPad. I was doing a quick test and just checking out the operations, and in all honesty, it seems very similar to the iPhone. It's actually probably more optimized for the phones than it is for the iPad as of right now. There are definitely more noticeable changes on the mobile version, but you basically have a very similar interface. Obviously, you can do widgets, but the weird thing is that you can't extend it past your home screen, which I find very confusing. I don't understand why you can't have widgets on every single page. However, on the topic of widgets, I was doing a little bit more research and playing around on my phone, and there's actually this feature called Smart Stacks, which has proven to be pretty useful, and I think I'll be using it pretty consistently. But it basically allows you to have this sort of carousel of the apps that you will use the most. So for me, I just have my notes, my reminders, my photos, and maps. But at first you have the default Smart Stack with things that you might not consistently use, so you can actually edit it and put any type of widget you want. All you have to do is grab another widget of the same size, put it on top of one another, and then it will automatically create a Smart Stack. So that's a pretty cool feature. Other than that, there aren't too many physical design changes other than the fact that you get a sidebar in apps like photos, files, things like that. A cool feature that has come to iOS 14 for the iPad is going to be this new search feature. So literally all you have to do is just swipe down on the screen. You can also do it in other apps, but this allows you to quickly search for the apps that you're looking to open. All you have to do is type in a few letters and it will automatically predict what you're trying to type. So that's a pretty cool feature. And then finally is going to be the scribble features. So let me go get my Apple Pencil. All right, so the last update that's going to be pretty big in iOS 14 for the iPad is going to be this new scribble feature. I've just been playing around with it for a couple of minutes. It is a little bit tricky to get used to, but it's basically as it sounds, and whenever you have an open text box, you can handwrite anything you want and it will automatically detect that writing. For students, this is obviously going to be a super clutch feature, especially if you're taking handwritten notes, so that it automatically annotates that to text. For me personally, I just think I'm always going to be a more efficient typer. However, I do see the pros in this, and there are definitely more in-depth features for Scribble that I definitely want to check out. Alright, so the feature that came to iOS 14 that I was most excited about, and it's actually going to save me the most amount of time, is going to be with the AirPods. So if you have the new AirPods Pro, there's actually a very unique feature called spatial audio. To be honest, I haven't had a ton of time to check it out, but essentially it will mimic the movement of the gyroscope of your phone or your tablet to have a more immersive experience when you're watching movies or listening to certain videos that use this type of audio. It's a really cool feature. I definitely want to play around with it more before I give you guys my thoughts, but the other thing I'm super stoked about is going to be the automatic switching between devices. So essentially, if your AirPods are connected to the same iCloud account, you can pair to one device such as your Mac or your iPad, and then if you get a call on your phone, you want to watch a quick video on Instagram, the AirPods will automatically detect that audio and switch over seamlessly. It's a really simple feature, but it's going to save me a ton of time rather than having to disconnect and reconnect to every single device. So thank you, Apple, for finally bringing that to iOS 14. So guys, these are my initial impressions and favorite features coming out from iOS 14. Apple has done a really great job of redesigning the interface to make it look a lot more clean, a lot more aesthetically pleasing, and honestly just more intuitive to use. Like I said, a lot of these features aren't groundbreaking, but they really just help speed up your productivity and your workflow, and especially when you're trying to stay in that flow state, I think iOS 14 does the best job of making sure you're interconnected between your devices so that you don't have to waste time switching things like your AirPods or using widgets to simplify your home screen and see only the things that are important to you in that day. I'm sure there are tons of features that I haven't been able to dive into yet, but if you guys have found something that's super dope, make sure to leave it in the comments down below, because I'm definitely going to be interested in seeing all that iOS 14 has to offer. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like down below. Leave a suggestion for any other tech videos you guys want me to make. I haven't been getting any new products, but getting the software today was a nice surprise. That's gonna wrap it up for this video, and as always guys, don't stress, finesse, peace.